If anything I said rattled you.
No, not at all.
But I believe in history is the best teacher and we should learn from history. They say if you don't learn, you condemn, you make the same mistakes all over again.
My Lord, I wouldn't be so arrogant as to say that I have never made any mistakes or that those mistakes have not been historical. But that's not an issue before this Honorable Court, so let's not go there. My Lord, may I briefly, because a number of things are being said at various junctures, submit to your Lordship that you may kindly consider to look at the case as set up by the appellant before this Honorable Court, because even this morning it opened up with something which was startling and beyond the pleadings. So while I accept that this court under Article 185 read with one Article 887 does not act beyond limits of jurisdiction, but it has got more leeway than many other courts. But let's look at the pleadings. My Lord, CA 333, paragraph 3. Sorry, paragraph 4, my apologies. Paragraph 4, page 6 of the appeal. Paragraph 4, page 6, Civil Appeal 333 of 2024. That the petitioner, page 6, paragraph 4, Civil Appeal 333. That the petitioner number 1 did not contest the general election of 2024 on its election symbol, and its electoral candidates contested the said general election as independent candidates. The petitioner number 1, my Lord, is the Sunni Ittihad Council. It is precisely because of the reason that the petitioner number 1 did not contest the election under its election symbol that it did not submit any party list for reserve seats under Section 104 Election Act 2017. This is their case, my Lord. My Lord, if your Lordship may graciously turn the page, they refer to the seats. And if your Lordship may then take a look at page 10, ground A. My Lord, this is about 9 lines from the top. The central constitutional basis of the right to reserved seats under the proportional representation system is total number of general seats secured by each political party from the province concerned in the National Assembly, or total number of general seats secured by each political party in the Provincial Assembly. In other words, the fact whether the political party which now has general seats in the Assembly had fought the election or not is not a constitutional requirement for the election of reserved seats under proportional representation system. If your Lordship may see the last line. Secondly, there is nothing in Article 51(6), paragraphs D and E of the Constitution which requires that the political party which has general seats in the National Assembly due to independent returns candidates joining it should have necessarily contested the elections and also won some seat. If your Lordship may skip 3 lines. Thirdly, the other requirement that is selected in accordance with law as well as the submission of list of candidates as mentioned in the aforementioned Article 51 and Article 106 have to be read in harmony with the aforementioned 2 principles and cannot override the aforementioned principles. Fourthly, there is nothing in the aforementioned Article 51 as well as Article 106 which requires the list of candidates for reserved seats to be submitted before any general election. Ground B, my Lord, if your Lordship may see the 4th line from the foot of the page. In other words, the requirement to submit lists for reserved seats prior to the general election only applies to political parties who contest such election and not to political parties who become parliamentary parties, political parties in the National Assembly as well as Provincial Assembly as a result of the joining of independent returned candidates. Such political parties can only rationally and practically submit their candidate list for reserved seats after the joining of such independent returned candidates post the general general election. Second, Section 104 Election Act 2017 and Rule 92 and 94 of the election rules could not apply logically as well as practically to parliamentary political parties who acquire general seats in the National Assembly as well as provincial assemblies as a result of the independent return candidates joining the petitioner number 1 in the post-general election period. It is obvious that aforementioned Section 104 and Rules 92 and 94 are legally silent and do not apply to such cases as the petitioner number 1, in which the acquiring of the general seats of the Assembly takes place after the general election through independent returned candidates joining them. Thirdly, it is obvious and apparent from Article 51 as well as Article 106 that it specifies no time period as to when the list of candidates is to be submitted, whether prior or to or post the general election, and therefore the aforementioned sections 104 and Rule 92 and Rule 94 cannot override the constitutional provisions of Article 51 and Article 106. Therefore, the impugned judgment is erroneous and liable to be set aside. If your Lordship may graciously turn the page, ground D, 9th line from the foot of the page. In other words, the fact whether the political party which now has general seats in the National Assembly had fought the election or not is not a constitutional requirement for the allocation of reserved seats under proportional representation. If your Lordship may graciously turn the page, page 14, ground E. This, my Lord, last 7 lines. There is nothing in Article 51(6)(d) of the Constitution which requires that the political party which has general seats in the National Assembly due to independent returned candidates joining it should have necessarily contested the election and also won some seats. Contrary to this, the proviso to Article 51(6)(d) of the Constitution legally converts the independent returned candidates as seats won by even a party which may not have contested the general election. My Lord, if your Lordship may turn to page 16, graciously. Last 5 lines on the first paragraph on this page, and that's the last part I would be reading. Secondly, it is obvious and apparent from Articles 51 as well as Article 106 of the Constitution that it specifies no time period as to when the list of candidates is to be submitted, that is whether prior to or post the general election. Therefore, para 3 of the impugned judgment is erroneous. My Lord, this is the case which they have set up. It is not their case as set up in the pleadings that they, due to any extraneous pressure, were not able to contest the elections as SIC. They say they did not. They did not submit a list of reserved seats. What is my case? My case is that when your Lordship looks at Article 51 of the Constitution,